I'm very much a Christian, you know. I'm a Christian, but I'm also not going to negate this, you know, African tradition, because it's a thing. It's there. It's been there. It sustained us until these people came on a boat. These ones, oh my gosh, I'm showing my age at this point.
Hey guys, this is Anesu, aka Nyati Shonga.
Hello, my name is Chido, aka Chizzy. Wagwan, Advocate Amanda here. Hi everyone, this is Kuda, aka Cooks. Hi, and welcome to As Told by Us, the podcast. This is a weekly podcast where 4 professional millennials discuss living in Zimbabwe and trying to figure life out.
Someone once told us the grass is much greener on the other side.
But from where we're standing, our grass is green. Subscribe, like, share, comment down below.
Hello, people! I think that should just be our intro. Welcome back to As Told by Us. I call it ATBU.
What?
You want to
As Told by Us.
I love that. Just a reminder, follow us on our socials. We talk shit. So please follow us on our socials.
Guys,
engage with us. We're on literally everything. We're even on LinkedIn, y'all.
Even on LinkedIn.
So episode 2. And you know what it is? We now have a new segment. So, take it away.
As told by you.
As told by you.
Okay. Hansi, how do you deal with a friend betraying you and you have mutual friends? Is it wrong to expect friends to pick a side? And if they do, how do you handle that? If they stay neutral, can you trust their loyalty? I told you I was excited about this one.
I really wish you guys would tell us the tea. Just in.
Exactly.
Girl took my man, and now my other girls are defending her. What do I do? Tell us the rule. Wait, read it again.
Friend, Anzi, how do you deal with a friend betraying you and you have mutual friends? Is it wrong to expect friends to pick a side? And if they do, how do you handle that? And if they stay neutral, can you trust their loyalty? Personally, this is me going. I don't think you should put your friends in the middle of it, right? I think if I'm fighting with Amanda, if I'm fighting with Chido, if I'm fighting with Anesu, I don't expect everyone else to jump in and take a side. You're my friend, you're her friend, right? So even if you say, if you're loyal to me, then that means you're leaving Anesu in the dirt.
Yeah.
How then am I supposed to trust your loyalty in any case, right? However, it depends on the friendship. Because if you come for any of my friends and you are a new friend, then I don't have your back. I'm so sorry.
Let's take it back into context. So, could I just say, if Anesu and Chido are fighting,
I'm not taking a side.
You don't want to take a side. But if I'm fighting with Anesu or Chido,
no.
You're taking a side.
No. Okay, no. Okay, listen.
Out of the abstract, take us to reality. I'm the newest friend.
No, but that's different because you and me have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? So, no, I hear you. I see where you're going with this. Yeah, advocate. Listen, advocate. Listen, what I'm saying is, there are some friendships that are not that deep for me. Anditi. Those are what I'm saying, new friendships. They're not that deep for me, either because of the timeline, but either because of feelings, right? You have the same feeling I have for Nisa and I have for you. So if anyone's coming for you, they're coming for me, right? I'm taking a side, right?
Unless.
No. What is this? That's not what I'm saying.
Dilemma is.
No.
And that's what the dilemma is, because she hasn't said there's different levels of the friendship. She's in a friend circle.
Yeah.
If me and my friend are having outs, what do we do about the others, the neutrals?
The neutrals must stay neutral. That's what I'm saying. The neutrals must stay neutral. But what I would say is, right, if I know point blank, so you are fighting with Chido, but I can see that you're wrong in the circumstance, I will, on the side, come and say, I bet Amanda, listen. Here.
Therefore, you'll be taking...
No, I'm not taking your side. Here's what I'm saying. I will come to Amanda and say, friend, I think you're wrong in this situation. And I try to explain to you why I think you're wrong. I think sometimes in fights, right, it's very contextual. I feel like you're fighting with her for something maybe that happened to you. There's a trigger that happened, right, that I can come and say, Chiro fucked up, I get it, right? But look at it in this way. And then I'll come back to Chido and say, Amanda fucked up. But listen, this is what happened, right? And then let's try to come to a compromise.
But I feel like in that situation, you're no longer neutral.
I'm neutral.
You have taken someone's side. Because if I'm coming to Amanda and saying, babes, you're wrong, and Amanda's not in a space to listen, she's already she's taken someone else's side.
Yeah, but I'm going to go to Chido too.
And say what?
And say you're wrong. Because this is why.
There's no neutral.
Yeah.
I think I get what the dilemma Han is saying, because neutral is basically fakeness. It means you're not being real about where you're at with the situation.
Yeah.
Because if we're like this, and I'm saying Chido's dead to me, the moment you come to me, right? The moment you come to me and say, oh, maybe consider.
Yeah.
And then you are going to Chido at the same time.
I'm saying consider.
You know that you're coming to both of us.
Okay, I can sit you both down at the same time.
At the day, me and Chido will be friends again, but you...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's the problem, right? With having to... If I step in to your beef, you two will make up. And then...
We'll make out?
You make out. I mean... The two of you will make out. I'm not supposed to. And then... Okay.
She was always wanting guys.
What I don't want is to put myself in the middle, right? I want you to be able to resolve it, right? But there are circumstances in time where I have to say, I know you're not seeing Chido's side, let me help you, right? Chido, I know you're not seeing Amanda's side, let me help you. If there's no way of coming together, then that's it.
I think the thing is, just don't get involved.
No, that's
not okay.
That's why I keep on taking us back to this particular situation. Because say we're like this, right? We're together, we're all four of us, plus one. We're recording a podcast, everything is cool.
Yeah.
The moment me and Chido are fighting, this can't happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So are you guys saying that Kuda and Anesu are just going to...
just be saying, oh, we're neutral.
We're going to stop and be neutral?
No, there's no way. That's what I'm saying. There's no way.
But not even in the context of podcasts and business and whatever, right? Just as a friendship group, once you have a unit, you become intertwined in each other's lives.
Yeah.
So it's so difficult now to say, I'm not going to be involved when you know one party is wrong or you feel one party is wrong.
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm going to be like, Chido, what really happened? Because you're not talking to Amanda anymore and it's kind of awkward. We can't plan our trip. Okay.
Because me and Ines will never fight. I don't know what to tell you.
We wouldn't fight about anything.
So I actually don't know how to give this person advice, to be honest.
Read the thing again.
One last time.
Read it.
Okay, Hansi. How do you deal with a friend betraying? I also feel like betraying is a big word. I don't know. I feel like it's deep.
Because a man is involved, Thomas.
Betrayal. But guys, am I the only one who feels like female friendships are so complicated and hard?
How do you deal with friend betraying you and you have mutual friends? Is it wrong to expect friends to pick a side? So already let's answer that. I think the answer is it's wrong. Don't pick a side.
It depends.
Don't pick a side. I don't think you should pick a side, but I do feel like if somebody is wrong as a friend and you can see objectively because you're not in the fight, then you should say, I think you're wrong.
Okay,
I think it depends.
How do we solve this? Let's know it.
It just
depends.
No, guys, but let's be real, right? We're talking about in episode 1 of season 2, the previous episode. We're talking about cutting off people in your life that are toxic, whatever, bringing you back. If I get to the point where I say, Anes was that person for me, there's no looking back. Right? Let's not think about who's wrong, who's right. I've made that choice to say that this girl is not in my life anymore.
So that's fine. But here's my thing. You and Nessa are fighting. You can't be mad at me for being friends with Nessa.
No,
after we're done.
The thing is, it's like a divorce. If I'm saying, right, there's the fight, and me and Anes to get to the point where we're like, nah, we're not going past this. I'm cutting this hand off my life, right? And we have mutual friends. There's Kuda, there's Chido. There's no other way. You guys have to pick sides because we're saying we're not sitting in a room together.
That's
anymore.
fine. But if I go out for lunch with an SU, are you mad? I haven't picked a side because I'm going to lunch with you too. No, you aren't. I have lunch with an SU.
Hold up. Guys, can we just solve this dilemma?
Right.
I don't think it's wrong for people to pick sides. Is that the question?
Pick a side.
Well, that's the first question.
Okay, so Amanda is saying...
Is it wrong to expect your friends to pick a side?
To expect them. Or to say, this one is wrong, so pick me.
Yeah.
What if you're wrong?
I'm saying the reality.
Then pick her.
The reality is you have to pick a side.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's why it's so difficult with divorcing parents or whatever.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
You
can
have to
only
pick
be
a
with
side.
one person. And at the end of the day, if I'm saying I'm not in a room with Anesu anymore, when we're talking about vacation, if Anesu
not
is
there.
I'm taking two. I will have one
on
with
two
you
vacations.
and one with an SU. Yeah.
No, but that's not sustainable.
That's being two-faced. That's
It's
the
not
whole...
sustainable.
Like, that's the whole...
I kind of disagree though. I kind of disagree because what's happening with me and Amanda shouldn't affect what's happening with me and Kuda.
Yeah.
Like we have different friendships at the end of the day.
Nah, it
Because I
depends.
can't be like, Chido's picked Amanda, but Chido's been my friend for years. You can't expect Chido to be like, okay, I'm picking this person.
Why are we picking sides?
No. Okay. You see what she just said there? Chido's been my friend for years. That's the side. That's
No, she wouldn't. Wait, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm
and
wrong?
Chido have been friends since you guys were on each other's mother's right? And then Amanda comes up here in uni. Let's be realistic about it.
No,
We cut each other
Amanda.
off. No, seriously.
Imagine I've
Do our moms know
stolen
each
your
other?
man's.
Do our moms know each other?
Imagine I've stolen
You're
your
going to
man's,
have to pick a
Amanda.
side.
If I've stolen your man's,
I'm
I'm
not
the
my
villain.
man's.
She's not gonna pick my
She's going
side.
to still be your friend.
You know what she's saying?
I'm waving a white flag at this point, bro. I'm waving a white flag. No. Okay, wait.
Let's just go around the circle. Let's go around the circle and we say what we think
Yeah.
of this day.
Fine.
Because clearly we cannot be on the same.
Fine.
Can I chime in as MMV?
Yes,
It
please.
feels like female friendships are very complex.
They are.
And very intertwined. So I don't think there is one answer. There's multiple answers. It's an
I guess
multiverse,
so.
Right? It's subjective.
Spider-Man.
So I'll just speak from a guy's angle. If I was in her situation, someone's just getting cut off. I've been in a similar situation and people expected me to pick a side and I was like, you are adults. I'm not picking a side. This is your issue. But then I ended up being blocked. So
That's not what I thought you would say.
exactly, that's why it picked me. Yeah, But I was blocked by the woman in the situation. It was two people in a relationship, and they said no.
But
there's a
you
problem.
see, you can't
was
do
your
that
friend?
though. If they're in a
Yeah,
relationship,
I was
who was
your
your
friend?
friend?
The guy was my friend.
So you picked a side.
I didn't pick a side. The side
picked a
picked
side.
me.
You just didn't say it out loud, but you picked a side.
But my boy is my boy, my boy.
Exactly.
That's my boy.
So let's just be realistic about it. If we're
No,
taking
no, no.
sides, you know where you're at. You know where you're at.
Everybody go around and say what you want to say.
Pick a side. Okay, so
Me,
MMV,
Amanda,
what have you
Amanda.
really said? Okay, Amanda,
Pick a side.
all right. MMV,
Side picks you.
okay. And Yesu?
I don't think you can pick sides, guys.
I think you should stay neutral. Between two people, leave it alone, stay neutral. And then if one is a better friend, then go that side.
Well, damn.
Okay,
Pick a side.
You.
What are we talking about today, yo?
Okay, guys. So the topic for the day. Okay, let me do a little intro, Nyana. Have you noticed that people are moving away from the Orthodox religion sort of vibe, and they're moving into like spiritualism and all of that jazz? And it's not just Zim. It's like a worldwide thing. I don't know if you've noticed,
Yeah.
but tarot reading, manifesting, all of that jazz is like so blown up.
Yeah.
Like it's so blown up on like social media and all of that. So I don't know.
And bone reading.
Bone?
Oh, and bone reading. Yeah,
Who's
bone
reading your
reading.
bones?
Like, I mean, you throw bones, bro.
Oh, wait, like, what was that movie? Remember that thing?
Yes, Mr.
Mr.
Bones.
Bones.
Oh.
I don't know that was a thing.
So
I mean, we're just sanitizing it. That's ATR, bro.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I saw this question online, and I thought it'd be interesting if we just, unpacked what the hell is going on. So is there anything wrong if one is Christian and also believes in African tradition religion?
ATR. Do you know what?
I think we should explain. Let's
yeah.
explain both.
Yeah.
So what is ATR? For
African. What's your African
tradition religion.
Okay, so I want to say something about this because my perspective kind of changed after reading Things Fall Apart. And like it's a book that you read as a child, but then when you read it as an adult, I don't know, something in you kind of is like, okay. Because I think the whole premise of the book, I don't know, but it's like there's a juxtaposition between word of the day, baby. So there's a juxtaposition between the religion, which is Christianity, which came with colonialism. And then there's also the religion that we had as Black native people of like, I mean, we had the like God was there, which is why there's the word Mwari, right? Which is God in Shona. So as Black people, as native Shona people, we already had like some kind of religion that we subscribed to.
Deity.
Yeah, a deity that we believed in. And then these owns came in a boat.
These owns, bro.
These people came in a boat, hey, and they were like, there's now Jesus, and then there's God. Which then made that created some kind of like duality of like, now it's wrong for you to believe in Vadzimu and all that kind of thing. Ancestors, right? It made it wrong to like believe in that because now it's like, well, the only way to heaven is through Jesus.
Yeah.
So for me, after like having read that book, and I was like, wow, there was religion before Christianity, and all of that kind of pointed to the same thing. But then now we were forced to choose. You kind of had to choose. I have to be a Christian because if not, then somehow if I'm practicing traditional religion, whatever, then I'm a witch.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, and so I don't know, it's just, I'm still trying to grapple with it. Like, I'm still trying to figure out where it is that I stand. But I'm very much a Christian, you know. I'm a Christian, but I'm also not going to
Ignore.
negate this, you know, African tradition, because it's a thing. It's there. It's been there. It sustained us until these people came on a boat. These ones, oh my gosh, I'm showing my age at this point. But I feel like it's a hard one. It really is a hard one, because even like things like you mentioned, tarot reading, or even like astrology. You know, I know my mom always said like, is this even from God? Where is this coming from?
The devil.
If it's not from God, then it's not something that you should follow. But then it's like,
But I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo, though.
you know, it's valid as well.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Anyone else?
I also think it's hard. I think ATR is birthed, a lot of it, or I don't know what came first. This has become a chicken and egg thing. But culture and religion, right? I feel as Black Africans, we have a culture, our own culture, right? And then obviously on top of that, we've got the ATR, and then we have Christianity, right? I love my culture. I love the practices of my culture. I think a lot of them, and this is just I'm not just talking about like lobola and all of those things, but for me to say Ndirimu Manika from Mutare means something to me. It gives me a sense of identity with the people where I'm from, right? Similarly, I'm sure being Ndebele might be meaningful to you. You know, for me, it really gives me a sense of belonging, right? I may not understand why we do a lot of the things that we do, right? But it does make me feel rooted in something that's above me, right? Similarly, as a Christian, again, I feel like I know that there's a bigger force that's above my life, right? Exactly. So I don't actually think there's a problem in being a Christian, but also being cultural, right? I don't think that there's a point in time where those two things conflict.
Well,
In my mind, the practices that I've been involved in, there's no conflict, right? In a sense where we all believe, like she said, we all believe in God, right? I don't know what happens to my ancestors when they die. I don't know. I don't know if they're in purgatory. I don't know if they are. I would like to believe that they are somewhere looking over me, watching over me, protecting me.
Do you think that they have some kind of power?
No, I don't think. And to be fair, I don't think anybody can do nothing for me except Jesus and God.
But
so
that's your Christianity.
That's my Christian. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm not. But for me, that's what I'm saying. For me, when I go and I don't know. I've never said, for example, when say my granddad died, I've never gone to his grave and said, "Hey, homie, my life is really hard. Can you help me?"
Sorry.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never done that. Like, for me, maybe I can be like, are you... For me, my sense is he's watching over me, right? That's my sense. Like, he's watching, he's seeing what's happening, but I'm not saying, please, can you do something about it? Please, can you step in? Please, I'm not praying to him like, yo, mate, life is really difficult. Please, can you?
Yeah, but that's
do something.
That's the conflict, though.
For me, I feel a sense of being robbed of that part. Because even if you look at Christianity and you look at the Bible, the concept of ancestry is quite emphasized. Before you get into anything, it's the lineage of from Adam to down.
Yeah.
And that understanding of where you come from and the people who came before you and certain curses or things that they were blessed
That
by
part's
God
important.
are the ones that go down to their lineage, their children, their children's children.
Generational
That's the thing.
curses are important.
And
I think it's
feel
good to know
like
that.
I feel like Christianity, when I say I have a sense of being robbed, even in this debate, I don't know enough about the African side of things
Exactly.
to
That's
be able
true.
to juxtapose these things.
That word again. That word coming up again.
Application. To juxtapose them in a way that's actually genuine.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Christianity came and said, yours is wrong, ours is right.
Yeah.
But the lineage is different.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we have a sense of being divorced from who we really are.
Yeah.
Even in something as simple as language, I think that's something that's been robbed of us because
Imagine.
even now when you think, when you dream,
You dream in English, well.
you dream in English.
You dream
and
in
that thing about praying.
You pray in English.
Because even for me, I've grown up in the Roman Catholic Church, and the idea of intercession, what Kuda was talking about just now, is there.
Pray for us.
When you have saints or people who were there before, souls that were there before us,
Hail Mary.
there is an aspect
full
of
grace.
intercession.
Even Jesus.
And when I think of ancestry, it's people who have walked your path before.
Exactly.
People who have lived in your land. That's why, your land where you come from is quite important because that's where your ancestors dwelled.
Yeah.
And my understanding of the world and how things are, we are all just continuing, the same story. So when Christianity comes, when colonialists come and sort of say, scrap all of that and ascribe to this, to me it's like I'm ascribing to something that doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
I'm now divorced from things that apply to me. Even right now in terms of my lineage, I can't go further than my dad's dad. Up until this day, I'm discovering new
relatives.
in quotation marks, new cousins, new people because we're scattered. We're gone. We've gone from the communal sort of living to a more nuclear family emphasis, which is not who we were.
It came
it's
from
even-
a boat.
Yeah, it came on a boat. These owns came and told us that your mom, dad, and kids are all that matters, and we've lost sight of the community. And for me, that's why I say I feel robbed by it because I can't even really engage in this conversation because I don't know enough about what our ancestors used to do. And like I said in episode 1, for me, I feel like it's just the same thing. When you look at, say, Islam versus Christianity, there's so many, it's like a parallel thing. It's like the same thing. But then it's just one group saying that ours is better than yours. But at the end of the day, it's like we were made to give up ours. Yet it's also just the same thing.
Yeah.
And now we're sort of backwards. That's why I'm saying we're robbed because now we are not in tune with the things that are relevant to our land, they're relevant to our situation. We're talking about Jesus and, I'm a Christian, right? But I won't lie, if I'm being honest, I've never really said this out loud.
Are you really?
But I don't get it. I don't really get it. I don't know if one of you can explain it to me, but I don't really get it. What do you mean?
What do you not get it?
Jesus concept of Jesus.
That own Jesus.
That own.
Jesus was a sacrificial lamb and all our sins are forgiven. What does that mean? What does it mean?
It means that when you were born into sin. Because
then?
Adam and Eve did
Sin.
a thing and ate an apple, bro. So
Is it, sorry,
because of,
just to cut you off, is it because Adam and Eve ate an apple or was born in Africa and I'm African?
hey.
Yeah, because this came on a boat at the end of the day, and for them to convince us that we were in the wrong, they needed a story. So, is it because Adam and Eve, or is it because I need to be a Christian because I've come and colonized your country?
I think
Christianity was a weapon.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in hot, so just.
Wait. Okay, wait. Before you come in hot, I also feel like there's a context that we're missing, right? I feel like the Western world does not deal well with Africa, right? In terms of, so I'll give you an example. So in terms of like the witches and the varois, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the witch that we think, when you think of a witch, like the automatic thing is some green lady with the potion and the black hat and
stirring cauldron.
Like that's the first thing you think of. But like we have to admit that in an African context, Emuroi is a real thing, right? And it looks like your relative. It looks like, it does not look like, it doesn't look like the witch that is in the Western world. It really looks like the person that you see every day. And sometimes traditional Christianity does not help you in fighting spiritually that person. Right. And sometimes
Wait, can you repeat that for me?
traditional Christianity from the West does not help you with your muroi in your house.
Okay.
You can say Holy Ghost fire all you want.
All you want, friend. But if there was a lamb that was slaughtered and a goat that was killed and a thing, and then there were words over Chido's lives that were said, traditional Christianity is not going to help you in that.
Let's change.
I really No, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. But guess what, might? It's here.
Okay, I want to hear what MMV wanted to say. Come in hot before I say.
Right. Point number one. I saw a tweet that says, why do Zimbabweans become less religious when they go to the diaspora? And they said, because 90% of their prayer points are solved by good economy. So,
People are the bad. We're gonna touch on that. Christianity, poverty, relationships.
Right? Because 90% of their prayer points are solved by a functional economy.
Amen.
So a lot of people then just don't feel the need to go to church and stuff.
I feel attacked.
Right? So I've always had like the reason why I said I'm gonna come in on it is because like when Amanda was speaking, I could like totally relate to that because like I grew up in a very Christian household, right? I went to a school that was called Christian School, Midlands Christian School, right? And
MCC.
yeah. So I was like there and I'm like thinking to myself, like, why is it like I've always just kind of felt in my heart of hearts, like, why does it feel like it's capped? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
But you can't say
I can't say it out loud though, but I'm like, why do I feel like you're lying to me?
I was like the worst kid in catechism. They
Oh
get
my
like
gosh.
bitches be annoyed because I'm like asking questions.
I don't get this.
I don't understand. So this.
Yeah.
Asking provocative
Exactly, because Christianity has like too many checks and balances. Like it's like
Yeah.
you cannot ask questions because if you ask these questions, it makes you a sinner. It like you're in the wrong for
But
asking
there's no one
questions.
to answer your question.
And there's no one to answer the questions as well. So like I'm also in that phase of like, and sometimes I feel like I have like maybe like family members who are like super Christian, right? And sometimes I feel like panica aspect of naivety when dealing with life situations where it's like it's like the devil was doing this, but no, you were just slacking also. You know, there's also that side of things, you know? So like I don't know, like I feel like maybe I have a very pragmatic view of Christianity where it's just like, okay, like you have to do something. Like it can't be like 100% like divine. Like someone is wishing this and stuff like that. I come from like two cultures, and one of the cultures is also very entrenched in that like tradition, right? And it's like and I have like people from that side are super superstitious. They're like, yo, if anything, like funny story is like there's like, you know, those homing pigeons. Like there was a pigeon that landed on a certain roof of a family member, right? And it was just one of those pigeons. I think like scientists attached something to, but it became a thing. Like, it was like, why?
Never just one of those. Black cat.
Black
Just one
cats,
of those.
all these things. So, hey, it's tricky.
Yeah, black cats. I'm so sorry.
so
you have a
tricky.
bad rep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike MMV, I was brought up in a very like liberal way. No one forced you to go to church. No one woke you up and said, we're going to church or any of that. My mom was like, it's your choice. If you feel like this is where you find God, that's where you should go. So it was never an issue of Christianity is it and nothing else. Or ATR is it and nothing else.
Progressive.
Or Mapostori is it and nothing else. So I feel like just like growing up, it's been difficult, but at the same time, it's been very, I see all the sides, basically. So when Kuda was saying Christianity and ATR don't combat each other, I was like, there's no way. Because as Amanda was saying, all religions, they fight. You're saying you're fighting to get like your people on your side. So Christianity always says, like some traditions in ATR are witchcraft. And you're thinking, okay, someone's explained to me that Kurova Goa is to call your ancestors back home. Someone has said, no, like in ATR, that's the explanation. So when you Kurova Goa, it's to call your ancestors home.
Back.
So if you're a believer in ATR, you have to do that. So when your relative dies, they're in purgatory. They don't know where they are. So you need to call them back home so that they can take care of you and you can go in Wombera and ask them for things and ask them for guidance. If you don't do that, they're lost forever. You get? But Christians don't believe that. And Christians don't believe in ancestors at all because they say once you're dead, you're dead.
But not all Christians.
But that's the thing.
Like, I was thinking
That's
about the
my
Catholic
problem.
Church.
That's also my problem with
Catholic Church is
Christianity.
big on
Okay,
purgatory.
so now here's my
And-
question.
No, that's also my problem with Christianity because I don't know what to follow.
Yeah.
There's so many
There's
things
so many
going
things,
on.
so many perspectives.
But at the same time, guys, I feel like just go where you feel God is.
Yeah.
And don't be lukewarm about it. Because when you become lukewarm, we're into everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's the
Big
problem
one,
with
friend.
Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans want to be in church on Sunday, but they want to be Kumapostori on
Friday.
Thursday. And then they also, it's on Thursday. And they also want to go and ask the Nanga about the whatever.
I have a
So
question
many
though.
questions about my post story. I feel like those guys know something that we don't know.
I can answer them. My grandma
Please
was
tell me.
Zimbabwe.
Wait, before you
Ask
ask
the chat about rocks.
hold on.
Sorry.
Before you continue, is there a difference then between ATR and culture?
I think so.
There's
But at the same time, I feel like they're linked. So, what culture do you follow? You follow Lobola. Everyone does Lobola. What is it? It's for you to bring your families together so that they can be blessed by the ancestors. We forget that part.
Yeah.
We just say it's
That's
a
the thing
wedding.
with Christianity. It's like picking and choosing what kind of works for us.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where I have a
Hypocrites.
problem with, because then that's hypocritical. Right? If you're a Christian,
Do what
why are
needs
you
to be
doing
done.
Lobola? Mo?
Don't do it.
Because it didn't come from Jesus. Jesus did not say it.
But it's culture.
Jesus said drink wine.
Why?
And yet,
Jesus said, drink God said,
how many churches will condone people who drink wine? How many churches? Like the Bible says, drink, right? Drink,
And
but
be merry.
don't get too drunk, or whatever it says. But then, so the Bible says drink, but then how many religions or how many whatevers will look
Condemn.
down or condemn people who drink? You know, for me, it's just
So
those double
confusing.
standards that are so like, what are you saying?
But also,
say something.
have
and
you
stick with it.
noticed that Christianity is the one religion that really gets mocked the most?
Yeah.
Right? Like there'll be like a movie and then there'll be like Christianity. I mean, to be fair, the Islams have had a bad time with being bombers and stereotypically terrorists, right? But you will find that movies about Jesus, there will be jokes about Jesus, there will be I don't know, like just comedic skits and things about religion and things. And normally the one that they pick is Christianity, right? You don't find people mocking the Jews as much. You don't find people mocking Hindus as much. I just feel like because Christianity is so segmented and nobody actually knows what's
going on,
that people can make fun of it because it doesn't even make any sense to anybody anymore. At this point, everybody's just doing whatever they want to do. And then the thing is, my Christianity doesn't have to be your Christianity. Doesn't have to be your Christianity. You know what I mean? God is my God for me, and then God is your God for you. And then whatever God is telling me and what God is telling you could be different. But you know what? We're both Christians. What the hell does that mean?
That's what you're talking about. Now, where it's like I'm Catholic, but then if I meet a Pentecostal person, they're like, nah. You know, and these things, it's like gang wars. It's like Crips and Bloods. It is. Like it's like, okay, if we worship one God, why are we so
fighting?
And people are so aggressive about it.
I think for me, that's why I lean towards more agnostic views, because it's really
Another
that
word of the
understanding.
day. Agnostic.
Which is just the acceptance that there is some kind of deity.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own interpretation of it.
Yeah.
And I think when we take it down to the understanding of good versus evil, I think there's certain inherent norms that we all know without being told.
And they're in every religion.
They're in every religion, they're in every heart. You just know it. Things like killing people, taking what's not yours. You know how to live. And I've gone through a phase, I think probably during uni, where I was a bit more curious about these things. And I found it interesting to speak to atheists. Because with an atheist, I remember just asking, just about the belief. And the understanding is more like, well, I know what's right and what's wrong. I don't need some book or some person or to give 10% of my money to some person
to tell me
what it is. And that's the truth. At the end of the day, even Christianity or all religions will tell you it's about your actions, the way that you choose to live your life. That's what's going to go. We all know of, pastors, our beloved TD Jakes has been exposed. And it's just the same thing. When you realize that a man is just a man, a person is just a person. A story is just a story, a book is just a book. But then when it comes to the truth, the way, whether you do it through Christ or whether you do it through just like, your own human understanding of right versus wrong. It's all the same thing at the end of the day.
I always say, like, my granddad was very much ATR. But he was the kindest, most humble, like, he was the best person.
Yeah.
I have met some people in church that are horrible. Horrible people. So when somebody has to go to heaven, I'm picking my granddad. Do you know what I mean? Because... So for me, it really is, like you just said, it really is more so your heart, how you are, your kindness, how good you are as a person than it is about what you're for. I've met really great Jews. I've met really great Hindus. I've met really great Muslims. I've met really great people in my life. Some that didn't even believe in God at all. But that's what I'm saying. The Christians are the worst people. How are you?
Okay, so if you're a Christian, do better, bro.
Just do better, friend, because
we judging you, bro.
Talking about love and light and all of that, do better, bro. So I don't know. Are we answering the question or we're saying?
Wait, what was the question?
Is it wrong to do both? Is it wrong to be a lukewarm Christian, basically?
Is it? Yes.
I say no.
I think it's subjective.
I think it's wrong to be a lukewarm Christian, but I don't think you should get rid of your culture. If we're saying culture and religion are different, so if ATR and culture are different, don't lose where you come from, don't lose your roots, but don't be a lukewarm Christian.
I say if you pick a side, bruh, don't be lukewarm about it. Whatever it is, like if you're gonna be Christian, like go in 100%. Get on your heart, go in. if you're gonna be ATR and if that's what you want to do, then do that and do it with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think you should be lukewarm. Just pick one.
But what
Because
about,
they
what about me and
compense.
Amma, where like in no man's land? Where it's like,
I'm at lukewarm because for me it's like everything is everything. So
What the hell does that mean?
everything is everything.
everything is everything.
Isn't this
So when I wake up in the morning, what am I? Am I a Christian? What am I?
You're a person.
You gotta decide what it is that you call. So which is why I was leaning on the agnostic side, because that just means like I believe there's a God, I believe there's a higher power, I believe there's good versus evil, and I believe in my free will and choices to do things. I believe that there are people who came before me, and I believe that there's principles to live by. And you do that, but to put myself in a box to say that I'm Christian, so it means I can't do lobola, or to say I'm ATR, so it means I can't go to church. I think
you
be
don't
free.
fuck with that.
My last word is, please, Musaroya van. Leave people alone. Amen.
Oh, MMV.
Amen.
Yeah, I think I'll just echo Ahmad's sentiments. Like, where it's like, yo, I don't know the answers. I'm trying to figure it out myself. And I think there is no one answer to the dilemma. It's like, if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. I think that's the end of the
Episode
episode.
What do you guys think? Also, please let us know in the comments on our socials, whatever. Like DM us. We want to know what you guys are thinking as well.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.